The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of Take Shape for Life health coaches or clients. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to healthy living and weight loss will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a physician before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Take Shape for Life team.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Castro, COPE certified health coach with Take Shape for Life, and this is the Habits of Health call. Welcome. I also want to welcome co-host Patty Glick.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for inviting me to join you today. I'm so excited about our topic as we're moving into the holidays.
Oh, I as well. This is a very timely topic. It's actually called Thriving Through the Holidays. So, oh no, it's the holidays. You know, if we think about it, this is supposed to be that time of season where it's all about being around people and the joy of the holiday. And we have a tendency to say, oh, but how am I going to survive it? Am I going to put on that weight? And we start, just so much stress. And instead, what if we stopped and really thought about how we could have a different season and what that could look like? Wouldn't you agree, Patty?
You know, I do, Lisa. And as I'm moving into the holidays, it was 8.5 years ago that I actually began my health journey. So this will be my 8th holiday season. And I'm remembering back to before I started and how stressful my holidays were. And what I'm realizing is that every year as I'm on my health journey, working with my coach and all the support tools, it's really helping me to go into the holidays feeling just a little bit less angst and pulling a little bit less hair out.
That's a good thing, isn't it? I love the fact that we have options and choices, and that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Some people might say, wow, I think I'm just going to wait until after the holidays. Did you ever think about that? I know I did. Every year I made that New Year's resolution that said, hey, on January 1st or January 2nd was going to be the day I was going to get healthy. Well, you know what? What if you could go into the holidays moving forward in your health? And what would that look like? And those are some of the things we're going to explore a little bit tonight. You might even want to ask yourself, what is my plan for the holidays? Because we get to really make those decisions about what it is that we want and what are we willing to do to get there. We also get to think about what your ideal outcome is going to be. Because when we think about what it is that we want, when we have a plan and we link arms with our community, as we're going to talk about tonight, I think that's going to be a really key component to us creating success for ourselves as we move through the holiday season and beyond.
So true. It's about that ideal outcome. So ask yourself some questions. In Take Shape for Life, we talk a lot about finding your why. There's a reason for it. If you don't know why you're doing something, it's a whole lot harder to stick with the how portion of it. So if you want, ask yourself, where do you want to be when you wake up on the morning of January 1st, 2017? And even ask yourself, what do you want it to feel like tomorrow morning, for that matter, the week after, the month after, the year after? How do you want to feel physically and emotionally? Now, a lot of times people say, I want to feel better about myself. Well, what does that look like to you? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Even your body, the energy that it has. Do you want to wake up in the morning with that higher energy, willing to take on the day in a way that you never accomplished before or set out to do, because now you've got this mindset that what's possible today? What can I do? Who could I look forward to seeing? And you're coming from that place of creating your day. Wouldn't that feel amazing? And then how about, physically speaking, literally physically having energy to jump out of bed and take on the day and do those activities that are going to be associated with your holiday season, especially, we got a lot of extra things that we put into our day when we might already have a full day. Wouldn't you like extra stamina? Wouldn't you like to be feeling better about your physical body and your agility, and just knowing that you're getting a good night's sleep and all those things that are associated with how could you feel physically and emotionally? Think that through a little bit. And what does that look like for you? If you say something so vague that I just want to feel good, you're not going to know exactly what that is. Find a way to measure what that looks like. So decide what's important to you. Do you know? Have you really thought about it? Is it more than just the scale that you're looking at? Or are you thinking about things that you could actually accomplish when you are going through your health journey? Because this is what this is. It's a journey. There's going to be highs and lows. There's going to be little pitfalls. There might be little rest stops along the way, or it might be a freeway route. That part's up to you. So when was the last time you had that life that you envisioned in your mind? Really put it in your mind's eye and see it as what you do want. I'm going to ask you to think about it the positive side. Instead of saying, I don't want to feel tired this holiday season. I want to have more energy. So focusing on what you do want in your life. And then ask yourself, when I make these healthy choices, not only for myself, but how will it impact and enhance the relationships in my life with my friends and family, my coworkers, the people that I serve? And then when you paint that picture in your mind's eye and you see it, you're going to see it with your eyes and see it and feel it with your heart. And that's when it becomes powerful to you. So what are you willing to do to get there? Ask yourself that, because if you're not willing to do the things that it takes to get to what you say you want, then you might want to either adjust what you want and why you want it, or you're going to adjust the action and say, you know what, it's worth it to me. So that's what this is going to be about. Option 1. This is your first choice that you could do. There's 3 options. There's always options in between as well, but these are ones that are the top ones that we talk with our clients about. Would you like to enjoy the benefits of staying on the 5-in-1 plan if you're in the weight loss phase? If you decide you want to do that, you guys that are on 5-in-1 or have experienced it, you're going to know how good that energy feels when you're in fat burn. So I know, but being around other people on the 5-in-1, they feel amazing, and it's easier to get through the holidays because they're in fat burn, which takes their cravings will be minimized, and they'll be feeling great and having more energy to go shopping and spend time with people. They'll feel like going out. Would you like to feel like when you get home from work that you'd like to go out and do one of those fun things? So continue losing weight so you look even better for the holiday gatherings. It feels so good, and the confidence goes up. It doesn't matter what your current weight is. When you know you're going down in your weight, you feel so much better. Experiencing little or no hunger and cravings on that fat burn, making it easier to deal with food and alcohol triggers. Know that when you have something off plan, it can take anywhere from 2 to 3 days to get back into that wonderful feeling of fat burn. So if you stay in fat burn, that's considered option 1. And it is totally doable. People do it every day, and they're going to continue to do it for years to come, but it's your choice. Now I'm going to talk about curtain number 2 that can be unveiled here by Patty. She's going to talk about option 2.
So option 2, here's my first question for you. We're going to talk a little bit about making a compromise. So have you ever gone off the 5-in-1? And when you did, do you remember how you felt? Do you remember how you felt physically or emotionally? And do you remember asking yourself, was it worth it? That's what we're going to talk a little bit about today, because it's about choice. It's about knowing what it is that you want, and then what are you willing to do to get there. So maybe you'd like to stay on the 5-in-1 on your full program, except for some select holiday meals. And maybe you'd like to explore using your healthy fuelings during the rest of the day. If we can keep more healthy fuelings going in our body, we're ultimately going to feel better. Although by going off the 5-in-1 and having some of those other things, right, you will find that this will take you out of fat burn, and it will take about 2 to 4 days for you to get back into fat burn. So some of the things you might notice is a little bit less energy, feeling a little bit more hunger and cravings, and you actually might slow your weight loss. But this is a personal choice for you to make, and I would encourage you to explore that with your health coach and to ask yourself, is it worth it? Looking at what your goals are, looking at your why, and looking at the steps that you can take on a weekly basis to get there. This might be one of your options. Let's look at option number 3. Would you consider yourself to be successful if you went into the holiday season and you were practicing maintenance or really optimizing your health? What would it look like or feel like if you could still eat 6 times a day and really choose maybe a combination of some healthy fuelings and maybe some choices that aren't moving you quite towards your goal of weight loss, but by practicing portion control and looking overall at the choices you're making and really connecting with your coach to develop a plan, if you could go into the holidays in the same place that you are today, would you consider that to be successful? Knowing with this option, you certainly wouldn't be in fat burn, but you'd be practicing some of the habits that we'd be learning when you were actually maintaining your weight.
Love that we have 3 choices. Matter of fact, I am going to, before I go into the next slide, I'm going to ask one of health coaches, and she's a client that has been on her journey for quite a while, to share what options that she has chosen over the years. Pam, could you join us?
Sure, Lisa. Thank you so much for inviting me to share. Just like you and Patty, I've been on my health journey for a while. And 7 years ago, when I was on the 5-in-1, I'm at the weight loss phase, you shared with us about what our options were and what we could do. And you also encouraged me to focus on the people that I was going to be spending that day with. I made the choice to stay true to my 5-in-1. I'd lost about 80 of the 100 pounds I was going to lose. And I made that choice and had a very successful Thanksgiving that year and reached my goal in January. Then 7 years, or last year, when I'd been in sustaining for quite a while, we had a family crisis. My sister-in-law was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and we knew that Thanksgiving dinner with our family was going to be a very emotional, stressful time. And I love how Patty was talking earlier about having a plan. Last year, I didn't have a plan. I went into that day just totally emotionally stressed, and I did not make healthy choices, and I suffered for like 3 days afterwards. This year, we're a week away from Thanksgiving, and interestingly enough, our family is in another crisis. My 32-year-old niece is in critical condition in ICU in a coma. A lot of emotion going on in our family. This year, I have a plan. I'm sustaining my healthy weight, and so my plan this year is my Thanksgiving dinner will look a lot like a lean and green. I'll be exercising a little bit in the morning. I'll be eating healthy fuelings during the day, drinking a lot of water, and focusing on the people around the table. So thank you very much, Lisa, for allowing me the opportunity to share.
Yes, and Pam, you shared that one of the options you chose was option 4 last year, which was not even to maintain. So you got a little carried away with the eating that you'd shared with me earlier, and that's why you felt it more so than if somebody just stayed, consistent with their eating and making a little bit healthier choices and watching their portion control. And there's a tendency sometimes when we're feeling stressed out to use food as that way to fill that gap and satisfy our emotions. So that we're going to be talking about a little of that later as well. So I'm going to continue on with the PowerPoint. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so decide which option you want. We talked about 3 different options that were possible, and then let's design a plan to help you achieve what you want. Patty, would you like to share this part?
Absolutely. I love these numbers. They kind of blew me away. So as of November 16th, there are 46 days left in a year. In our world, we're fueling our bodies 6 times a day. So that means we have 6 healthy opportunities to make that great choice. That's 270 meals. Kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? So as you're moving forward in your goal, you have 270 opportunities between now and the end of the year to make a healthy choice. So as you're making that healthy choice, think about some of the days that might come your way for you to make a choice that might not move you towards your goal. Thanksgiving, Christmas party, Christmas Eve, maybe Christmas, maybe my birthday in December, New Year's Eve, holiday football games. How many opportunities are you really needing and choosing to make a choice that may not move you towards your goals of weight loss, if that is your goal? But how many opportunities would you really, truly need to make a choice that might not be as healthy? Maybe 5 to 7 out of 270. So if you made 260, 265 choices that were healthy, can you imagine where you would be in your health journey of creating more optimal days than less? And just think of the place where you're going to be at the end of the year and the success that you're going to feel, both physically and emotionally.
So true.
Really think about, right?
Yeah, I'm not just staying on that healthy journey, knowing you're on your way. Okay, so we want to encourage you. You don't have to have or have to use the holidays as an excuse. Matter of fact, it's actually a reason why you'd want to stay true to whatever health plan that you have for yourself this holiday season. You can thrive and enter into the 2017 year with momentum. You have so many opportunities to make choices that are in line with your goals. What's something, Patty, that most people use to get themselves through the holiday season?
Well, you know what? I love using a structural tension chart because it really is a great tool to be able to help me think about where do I want to go, where am I at today, and what are the action steps that I'm willing to do that really mesh with me to help me get to my goal.
So here's a structural tension chart that is talking about our desired outcome first, looking at that. And for those that can't see the image, it's talking about choosing option one, where it's staying true to your 5 and 1 no matter what. And then there's option 2 that you have planned days where you go off plan during a particular meal, but not the whole day, but really making those healthier choices throughout. And then the option 3 is where you're saying, you know what, I'm going to make some healthy choices, have my healthy fuelings, but I'm also going to make some choices that are going to help me maintain my weight during the holiday season. And it could be the whole time. If you have a lot of gatherings that you're doing, that might be a better option. But talk with your health coach, because that's what they're there for, is to kind of help you figure out what are your priorities, what's most important to you, and then creating a game plan to really help you accomplish that, and then have them be that source of accountability as well. So an example would be, I want to stay true to the 5 and 1, and then make it measurable. So putting down your weight, your BMI, your waist, your energy level, your satisfaction with where you want to be when you're at that place. Then looking at your current reality, that's the portion below at the bottom of the chart, and it talks about the same topics, but where you are currently, and especially your level of satisfaction. An example might be, I've already lost 15 pounds and I'm feeling great, but I will be having a hard time getting through the holidays without gaining weight. So the choice is, I want to stay in fat burning so it'll be easier to maintain the cravings. And then the action steps are the secondary choices that will help you achieve those goals. Like I mentioned, staying true to the 5 and 1, committing yourself to that daily. Then drink water, ideally 50% or more of your body weight in ounces, and then getting 7 to 8 hours of recuperative sleep, and then carry bars or something that's handy that you have on hand all the time, just in case you get delayed. Those are the how portion of accomplishing what you say you want to accomplish then. And then I'm going to go into a little bit of challenging yourself to think before you eat. No matter if you're going, into the maintaining your weight during the holidays, or you're sticking true to the 5 and 1 or anything in between. If you ask yourself why you're eating, you're going to find yourself making a more deliberate choice when you go to gatherings and just daily choices, period, any time of year. So remember, before you put anything in your mouth and before you eat, ask yourself, is this a rational eating decision or is it an emotional eating decision? It's amazing how guilt-free something is when it's rational. I made a choice. Let's say that my mom makes pecan pie and the only time she makes it is at Thanksgiving time. And so I say, you know what, I'm going to have it. And I'm going to make a choice ahead of time to eat a certain way before. Going to make sure that my meal is a healthier choice, healthy portions, that I'm going to have that piece of pecan pie. When I go into that, that's a rational decision. Emotional eating would be like, oh, I'll just have one bite and, well, maybe a second one. And, well, darn, since I'm already eating the pie, since I had the pie, I might as well, she made pumpkin pie too, and it's kind of stressful and the family's talking politics. This is getting, I just don't know what I'm going to. And you find yourself going to the table for more things, eating more things that subconsciously, then it's probably emotional eating. This is a great time to start learning some things about stop, challenge, choose, and really reaching out and getting support, again, getting back on track with your coach. Obviously not on Thanksgiving Day because they'll be enjoying their family. So ask these questions to determine if it's a rational decision. Is eating this in my long-term best interest? Not just for today or I'll start again on Monday, but is this choice going to lead me to where I want to be? If I eat now, how will I feel an hour from now? How will I feel tomorrow? Matter of fact, how will I feel a year from now? So how will I feel a year from now if I continue to make these decisions is a big question to ask yourself, because this will engage both your rational brain and your emotional brain when you ask any part of these questions. So Patty, could you share some strategies and tips? We're going to just kind of go over them briefly and touch on some ones that are really our favorites. So Patty, go ahead and share some with the crowd today.
Absolutely. I've got a couple of thoughts. One of the things is to think about how prepared are you to really emotionally attend an event, especially if you're new on program or you've been having some struggles. It's a great time to really connect with your coach and really come up with some strategies that might work well for you. But there may be some times, depending on the gathering, especially because we also tend to get a little overextended and not take care of ourselves. So it may be a time to really question, is this event in my best interest? Am I overextending myself? Is it maybe going to be a situation that won't support my goals? If you're really feeling challenged with that, then perhaps that might be an event to pass up on. We really want to talk about practicing stop, challenge, choose, where we really stop. We think about what's important to us, and we're going to make that choice that will move us forward towards our goal. A very different mindset than cheating. We have also talked about, family traditions. One of the common things I'm noticing with my clients is they're talking about baking parties. So one of the things that I've had a couple folks that we're starting to do is coming up with other ideas other than baking sweets. So for instance, what about getting together with family and friends and making non-edible, I can't say that word, we don't eat, okay? This could be a really fun new tradition that you could start with your family. One of my favorites is putting Vicks underneath your nose if you are going to an event where there's sweets or you're being in a situation, because it does sort of take away your craving for whatever things might be trying to scream your name off program.
Love that one.
Yeah, before you go, I like to think about an action plan. I like to go into it remembering my why, thinking about what my goal is, really getting clear on my plan, my action steps. And then I like to write them down, because when I write them down, they help me remember where I am and where I'm going and how I plan to get there. I even find it really helpful to take a picture of that and put it on my phone. That way I can pull it up. Even a picture of something that is measurable so that I know that I have something that I'm moving towards. Again, it goes back to what Lisa was talking about before. Rather than being reactive in a situation, we think about where we are, where we want to go, and what is our plan to get there. One of my other strategies is really, as Pam talked about, is to really focus on friends and family. It's not the food that brings us joy or that we are in gratitude for, but would you all agree it's the blessing that we have in our life to have the beautiful friends and the fabulous family that we get to focus our time around, and to really recognize that cherishing those moments that we have, we've loved ourselves to give each of us the gift of health. Do we love ourselves to continue making those choices as we're moving forward? And do we love our family enough to be able to continue to make the choices moving forward? You're going to have an opportunity to strut your stuff over the holidays and to be an example and to inspire some of your friends and family to perhaps join you on their journey as well, so that you can create community and all get healthy together so you can enjoy so many more holidays in health.
Yes, so true. So we're going to be going into some more strategies and tips. And while we do, think of ones that have worked for you and then ones that you really want to say, I want to implement that particular one. So here we go.
And what about bringing your own food or a side dish to a potluck? Sometimes you get into a situation where you're thinking that there may be options there for you, but if you're contributing something to the event, then you know that you have something that will support you to your goals. And to also have some extra bars or things in your purse, or your bag or your backpack, or even the glove box of your car, so that you have something there that you can grab. I also like to have a healthy fueling before I go to an event. So I walk in, I never know what the host or hostess is planning, and I don't want to walk into a situation hungry, because then my guard is down, my reserves are down, and I'm more likely to make an unhealthy choice.
So true. And speaking of healthy choices, we have some fun recipe ideas that are on the screen here. It's fun for the holidays, especially for Thanksgiving here. We've got fruit and vegetables made into turkeys. There's mashed cauliflower, the cute bell pepper that has the slices of bell pepper sticking up to look like a turkey feathers. So it's pretty fun. And then there's all kinds of recipes that we have available too through Take Shape for Life. So talk to your health coach about where to access those from on their website, and enjoy some things. There's actually a mock coconut pie recipe that's amazing that we have on our client support page. So ask your health coach where you can access those types of things. What's your favorite recipe, Patty?
You know what? My favorite thing for over the holidays, believe it or not, is called a mocktail. And what I love to do is take a wine glass and put Perrier or Club Soda with a little splash of a Torani sugar-free flavoring. It gives me the feeling of a wine glass in my hand, but I'm supporting my goals. I'm moving forward in health, and I'm keeping myself in that healthy state or fat burn that I want to be in.
That's a great tip. So why don't we just rush through the couple of those there, Patty, that were the key ones that you really find valuable?
I think my favorite is to keep something in my hand, because if I have something healthy in my hand, it keeps me away from nibbling. So that's one of the strategies that I like to use.
And not going back for seconds is a really good thing. Healthy portions, that's a real easy one to apply. And then make some things for your family to share lean and green recipes as well. Eat slowly. What do you think of that one?
Oh, it's so key, because otherwise it just becomes a habit. So where we're just trying to just keep eating rather than really going back to fueling our body and recognizing when we feel full.
That's so true.
And you know what? Cleaning up after leftovers. That tends to be a time when we want to nibble and go for snacks. Maybe choose a different job. Okay. Maybe cleaning up, maybe putting the chairs away, maybe visiting with the kids. Find something to do that will take you away from a place that might be a trigger for you. And if you can put those leftovers right away in the freezer or send them home in little goodie bags for your guests that came, it gets some of the things out of the house that might be a challenge or a temptation to you later on in the day or tomorrow.
Yeah, our family used to fight over who got to take the leftovers home. Now it's, no, you take them. No, you take them, because we've gotten healthy.
Exactly. You know, staying focused over the holidays, I think, is so important to think about why we're here in the first place. Going back to focusing, as we talked about, on the blessing that we have with family and friends, to really make sure that we are clear on our why, that we have our goals set sometimes on a weekly basis, and that we have our plans set, and that we've communicated and shared that with our coach so that we can get support. Taking control by using smaller plates and really putting a portion on our plate and being done with it. We've got some great guides that you can access through your health coach's website, or you can ask your coach for assistance on dining out and really creating healthy holiday celebrations. This is a nice opportunity to create some new activities also around creating health as we're moving through the holidays.
Yeah, and way beyond holidays, huh?
Exactly. Because when the holidays are over, we've got more things coming up. So I love focusing on our friends and family and really coming up with some great opportunities, maybe a hike or a walk, or play croquet in the backyard, play basketball, finding something that we have an opportunity to do that creates fun times and fun memories. And that's what the holidays are all about. It's not about the food. So it starts with changing our 6 inches between the ears. And I love to think about being in gratitude for the people that we have in our lives, the blessings that we have, where we are in our health today, and really what we have to be thankful over the past 365 days since we might have been together.
Yeah, so think about new traditions that you can go on Pinterest, find out some things what can we do as a family around the table? And we've always gone around the table saying what we're thankful for. And that has been a really wonderful celebration and way to focus on each other as we go through that meal time together. So use the community of support and stay in touch with your health coach. Check out your Facebook client support page or Take Shape for Life to have some inspiring stories to keep you going and motivated. And then really be thankful this year. What could that look like for you? As you are experiencing that healthy holiday, think about the things that you have gratitude towards and focus on those, and it'll just make the holiday season all the more better. So you guys have a fantastic evening, and thanks for being with us. Thanks, Patty.
Healthy holidays, everyone. Enjoy.
Enjoy. Bye-bye.
The preceding audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some Take Shape for Life health coaches or clients. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to healthy living and weight loss will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a physician before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Take Shape for Life team.